Why, hello everybody, Lego Doodle Lemon here, and today is a brand new episode of my podcast called It's Raining Studs. And I want to, this is episode number 22. Thank you guys so much for tuning in here today, here on YouTube. And last week, I totally blanked out. I want to specify that, mention that. This on YouTube. This is my series out on YouTube, and this is where I created this, and this has been my own little idea. I branched off of this. This is my own Lego Live podcast, and today's topics, there's not as many as other previous weeks, but these topics that I have down here in my notebook are really exciting. This week was exciting. It wasn't the biggest week, but it was a sort of accomplished week. I feel like I did stuff, just not things that are mind-blowing, but really exciting, and really I had a good entertaining week. But yeah, this series I created, my own Lego Life podcast. By the way, you can see my Flintstone set right there. I hope you guys like my little Lego setup. Part of my Legos right there. My Lego sets are on my table. But yes, this is on YouTube as of right now. I have 12 episodes. The first 12 episodes are on Spotify. So if you have Spotify and you want to listen to the audio files, I have 12 of them up on Spotify, up and running right now. So I don't know why. I still have to work something out with the RSS code, RSS feed link. So I don't know why the link doesn't work there, but it's kind of strange why the directions. I got directions from my good friend Lego Brick 122, and his directions. It's not really his directions. He gave me directions for Spotify, but apparently it didn't work, and I don't want to go into that right now. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong. Again, I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or it's just not working right. I'm not doing it right. It's just not working. The computer's not working. I don't know what it is. And again, I'm wearing my sweatshirt. This sweatshirt. I probably will wear this in the last 5 episodes here of this series. Not of the series, of this season. Again, I want to specify that again, and I will specify it more on later episodes, but this is going to be a 25 episode season, and I will come back potentially next year. So, yeah, I don't know if it'll be every Sunday, but I'm going to try to do the same exact thing as this year. I don't know if I'll come back the same day, but I would love to. I definitely want to come back with this again. But I mean, again, I love doing this weekly series. Kind of like a news anchor, but not really, but it's like a podcast. I mean, it's a podcast. So, and I definitely want to, in the future, have this be an audio file every time. So I want to have this be a video and audio file. So for those of you who don't have the video option, I mean, obviously you guys are watching this, but if you're like, hey, I want to, if I'm driving or, getting ready for the day or something like that, in the future, when I'm bigger and more popular. That's something that's actually on my mind at the moment. I actually have a lot of fans at the moment. I'm getting more fans, bigger fans, so it's really exciting. If you're one of those fans, let me know in the comments and hook me up, and just, things that attract me, not attract me. Things that, are in my wheelhouse, like Marvel, Lego, Star Wars, I guess Marvel, I already said that. Star Wars, Mandalorian, nerd stuff, things like that. Legos, comic books. I don't read many comic books, but anyway, if you're in that wheelhouse, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to leave a comment, leave it down below, and I'll read it on next week's. By the way, there was a video I probably should get my phone set up for, there was one comment in particular that was really special, and I want to read it on today's. Last week was the Thanksgiving episode. If you missed that one, go check it out. Thanksgiving one was a lot of fun to put together, and I got a lot of comments. I'm going to read the comments here because I got some, so I'd like to read them here today. So let's get things off with the first topic of today, and I don't know what to do. I'm going to talk about the gaming topic of the week. So yeah, let's kick things off with that. So the gaming update. What did I do? I'm still playing Spider-Man Miles Morales. I almost said Spider-Man PS4 because it's so it's in my head. Spider-Man Miles Morales. I've completed the game actually, and you guys might be thinking, completed the game? No, you haven't. Well, yeah, I haven't uploaded every single video yet, which I'm working on currently. Every day you will see a video. Obviously today there's this video, the podcast, but Sundays I have the podcast, and then every day except for Saturdays I will upload one too. You did see one yesterday. But every day, except for Sundays, is Spider-Man Miles Morales, and you guys might be thinking, like, why no LEGO content? Well, I don't have really any LEGO content to provide as of now until Christmas, because I'm finished with the Iron Man art set, which is one of the other topics in this podcast episode today, is the Iron Man soundtrack of that set, which we'll talk about in a few minutes here or later. I finished the set. I actually have it up on my wall. If you missed the post, if you're not following me over at Instagram, get over there. What are you doing? But follow me over at Instagram at BobaFett I really love the the set. It's on my wall. It looks glorious. And next to my banner art frame, which is glorious. It's just so spectacular, hung up on the wall there. But yeah, I love it. And again, I played Spider-Man Miles Morales, so that's the gaming update. I've 100% completed the game. I'm actually working currently right now on New Game Plus. Again, playing the whole story. Basically, New Game Plus, well, I guess I'll talk about it later. But New Game Plus is, you have all the suits, all the gadgets, all the skills already unlocked, and you can play the whole story over again in either the same difficulty or change the difficulty higher. So if you don't know what the difficulties are, they're amazing, spectacular, friendly, and friendly neighborhood. So friendly and friendly neighborhood are like the easiest settings, and then spectacular and amazing are the hardest ones. But yeah, it's a really fun game. Again, I can't stop saying great things about it. And playing it again through on New Game Plus is even more exciting because I've been so familiar with these features and controls that they just make it so much more enjoyable, so much more fun. And I'm having a lot more fun playing it a second time through, because I only played Spider-Man PS4 once and had so much. I don't even know if there was New Game Plus for Spider-Man PS4, but if there was, I missed out, because this game I've had a lot more fun with than anything else I've played. So that's my really high positive gaming update. So yeah, again, I've 100% completed the story and everything else, all the other objectives, but I'm working on New Game Plus as we speak right now. And I'm still uploading videos for the story, and then once I've shown every single thing, all the collectibles, then I'm going to make a video of New Game Plus, and as well showing the end of New Game Plus, like the end of the story, like how you beat them, and the skin. There's a skin for New Game Plus, there's a gadget for New Game Plus, and there's skills for New Game Plus as well. So I'll show you all of those as well in a video. Excuse me. So, with that being said, that's the gaming update for the week. I've been doing that. I'm 100% completed that. Got New Game Plus, which is great. So yeah, that's pretty much the gaming update of the week. Been playing that, and that's tons of fun. I'm still trying to get up the video for the comments video. Let's read the comments here. Why can't they pull it? So we're still working on it. We'll get the comments later. So next up is the movie of the week. What did I watch for the movie of the week? Real quick, I do want to change the audio here real quick. Oopsies. What movie did I watch? I watched a movie called Bumblebee. And you guys might be thinking, like, you guys might remember that a couple weeks ago, maybe it was a few weeks ago, I can't remember what it was. I think it was, if I look at my notebook here, yeah, a couple weeks ago, because last week was Thanksgiving, 2 weeks ago was Transformers, so I did talk about this 2 weeks ago, and how I did watch Transformers 1, 2, and 3, and I don't know, for those of you who tuned into my live stream building the Iron Man art set, man, a bunch of references about that set, no, so, as I was building that, I mentioned how I started watching the fourth Transformers movie, I absolutely loved Transformers 1, 2, and 3. Absolutely loved them. I would watch them again in a heartbeat. But, so, funny story. So, I watched all of them, talked about them on my podcast a couple weeks ago, on an episode a couple weeks ago, but today, or not today, then I go to watch number 4, called Age of Extinction, it's called, and I watched 50 minutes of it and couldn't even finish it. It was that bad, and it wasn't that bad. Some people might say it's an okay movie, but it just didn't feel like Transformers. Like 1, 2, and 3 were a good trilogy, and then you get into number 4, and you're like, it has Mark Wahlberg in it, which is a good comedic actor. He's a funny guy, but it didn't feel like Transformers. Even though I had the Transformers, I just couldn't do it. So I'm like, no, I'm taking a break. I'm done. So I skipped out on it and I passed. I didn't watch 4. I didn't watch 5, and I didn't finish 4 because I started 4, but I didn't do that. And then I went and this week I went ahead and watched the movie Bumblebee, and I was on the edge of I shouldn't say I was on the edge of my seat, but I was thoroughly entertained. I really enjoyed it. I think this is one of my favorite Transformers movies. If I had to rank these, I would say Bumblebee and Revenge of the Fallen are my 2 favorite Transformers movies. They were really good. And with this, I love this because it's an origin story to Bumblebee. And I had so many, what are the words? I can't remember what the word is I had. But the way they talk, in the first Transformers movie, they have a couple things, if you've never seen, this isn't really a spoiler because if you've never seen the first Transformers movie, or if you're going into Bumblebee blind, you should go watch the first Transformers and then give you a little preempt as to, this is some of the things Bumblebee is troubled with. So, for instance, Bumblebee doesn't have isn't able to speak anymore, and he has to talk through the radio. So it's really cool how they introduce how he lost his speech, how he lost his speech in a way. So it's really cool to see that, and other things essentially along those lines, where, Bumblebee, this is how how he switched cars, how he's able to switch cars, and it's just great. And again, he's a yellow car, that's why it's called Bumblebee. But it's so cool to see all the references from the first Bumblebee, first Transformers movie to the Bumblebee movie, and it's so great. And one of the other things is the Transformers, Bumblebee looks like Bumblebee, but Optimus Prime, they look more like the action figures at the store than they do in the Transformers movies. But that's besides the point. It still looks really good. It's great live action. And Haley Steinfeld, I believe is her name, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. She's actually the actress who played in that movie is going to be Kate Bishop in the Hawkeye series. New news has come out. It's not a rumor. It's real. It's actually real. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm just checking the time here, and we're good. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. It was so good. I can't stop. That's why I make this podcast, because I can't stop talking and I love it. So I could probably go on for hours, but I probably should not take so much of your guys' time away. So unless I should talk for hours and you guys just listen to me go on forever. But no, those are my thoughts on Bumblebee, seriously. And actually, no, I forgot to mention one quick thing. The friend in Bumblebee, I don't know his name, I don't know the actor's name, but the friend is Jason in Spider-Man Homecoming, and I think Spider-Man Far From Home as well. So it was cool to see that actor in there as well. Like that guy as well. He's funny. And the movie was funny as well. It was comedic, it had action, it had emotional. I shouldn't say that emotional, but they were kind of some sad moments and heartwarming, and it's just heartwarming, great film. John Cena, I didn't even say this. John Cena is the bad guy. Spoiler alert, I guess, if that's really a spoiler. But yeah, he's the bad guy. That's not really a spoiler alert. It's like saying Thanos is the bad guy, so that's not really a spoiler. So John Cena is the bad guy in it, which is really cool. Again, John Cena is just funny, and it's great to see him in the movie. So he's the bad guy in there, and there's some Decepticons as well. So it's great. It's a great movie. Bumblebee, I would recommend it to anyone. Again, if no one's seen any Transformers movies, it's fine. It's just an origin story to Bumblebee. Go check it out. If you want to take some of your time, go watch the first Transformers movie. Then go watch Bumblebee. But that's my recommendation there. So, Bumblebee, that was the movie I watched this week. So, there you go. Alright guys, so the next up, we're going to talk about, we're gonna go off into a Lego topic here, and then I'll talk to you about the show I watched this week. But first Lego topic I want to talk about is the Lego Iron Man art set. And you guys might be thinking, God, Lego dude, you made a review, or you made a live stream of the set, building one of the squares from it. Where the heck are the other videos? And you're like, you made it. You're talking about making a time lapse, a set review. You always do set reviews. Well, that's true. I always do that. And you will see that eventually later this month, because I'm trying to get all these videos out later this year during the holidays, not when I have more time, because I have the time. I could upload it now, but I already have the set review and the what is it called, time lapse up, already finished, already made. But I'm waiting until the holidays when I have all the other videos and I can just upload it like crazy. So that's my plan for that, if you guys did not know. And I'm going to make the I'm in the process of trying to get monetization, which is money, so I can set that up and get money and get ads and get that all set up so that I can put the live stream back public, and then later put the set review out and get ads for that. So that's going to be really exciting for that. But in the meantime, this topic is not just about that. Going furthermore, I'm talking about the really cool thing about this set, because not only is the price to piece ratio fantastic, it's $120 for it. I'm actually looking at the box down here, 3,167 pieces, and it's just incredible. Not only is the price to piece ratio so good for that, you get over 3,000 pieces for $120, which I think is great. But it also includes a soundtrack, which you can either scan with the QR code, or it's available on YouTube. So if you guys want to listen to this is available on YouTube. Alright guys, I'm just checking something. This is available on YouTube. So this one, I don't know, because I was listening to some of the Lego YouTubers, and I was listening to some of the Lego YouTubers like Just Too Good and Action Flash, and I don't know if the new ones are, like the new art sets are on there, like the Harry Potter Hogwarts art sets, or the Mickey and Minnie art sets, but I know that the Iron Man art one and the Sith art one are on there. I don't know about the Beatles and the Marilyn Monroe, but the Iron Man art and the Sith art are on YouTube right now, and you can go listen to them. Feel free. You can listen to them on YouTube. It's an hour and a half long. I was going to say a half hour, but that's not right. An hour and a half long. Either you can scan it with the QR code on the instruction manual, and yeah, it's so good. It was such a good soundtrack. They call it a soundtrack, but it's more like a podcast. And I'm going to tell you some of my favorite topics of this of it right now, of the soundtrack. And one of them talked about, they had basically what it was basically like an interview, and this one person interviewed like a slew of people, just a whole bunch of people, like this group of people, different, like a couple people from Marvel who worked at Marvel, creators of comic books, and creators of the set itself, of the Iron Man art set itself. So like a couple of the Marvel people were Jack Kirby, I can't remember the other Marvel CEO's name. I don't think they didn't talk to Kevin Feige, but they talked to Jack Kirby, and who also talked about Stan Lee, which I'll get to in a moment here. We'll talk about Stan Lee, rest in peace, but I will get to him later. We'll reminisce about him later. So, yeah, with the creators of the set, one of the cool things about the creators is, again, hang on, I just want to do something. Alright, just make sure we can do some. So, making sure my camera's going, because it kind of stopped and I had to re-talk about this again. So, the creators of the set were gonna their first idea, their first like draft was to make this set actually square tiles, and it was interesting because I'm like, square tiles, like that doesn't look good. And then they came out with their idea, and they're like, wait, square tiles, this doesn't work, so let's go to something different. Like, it didn't work with the art, and it just didn't look good, so they went to use the studs, the round circular studs, and it looked way better, and like, yeah, circular studs, this works great, and I think it looks great on the wall. Like when I'm looking at it, like I just keep looking at it because it's so glorious. But it's I think the studs just pop. I think they definitely pop. So yeah, I mean, I think circular studs was a great change, and they didn't need to use the square tiles. But one of the other things they talked about, the creators of the set talked about, was when they're looking for different suits or armors for the three, because there's three different pictures as well. The three different armors to choose. They have the Mark III, the Hulkbuster, and Mark 85, and I use the Mark 85 because of the arc reactor. I like the Hulkbuster suit, but it just doesn't. It just doesn't. Like if that would be my second option, but I went with the Mark 85 because of the arc reactor, the white arc reactor. I just like that design there. But the Mark 85 or the Hulkbuster, I kind of like that, but I just didn't go with it. But that was my second choice. But they were talking about like what the different color palettes were, what suits they could use, and one of them was the Mark 1, and the one person was like, no, it doesn't work with the color palette, so they chose it because it's more gray and all that, so they they chose the Mark III, Hulkbuster, and Mark 85 because it has that red and gold palette, and they kind of went with a story. The Mark III is like the beginning armor like that he wears in Avengers. Then Age of Ultron, he has that Hulkbuster kind of big suit, the first Hulkbuster suit, and Mark 85 is the suit that he ends with in Endgame, so Infinity War and Endgame. So it's cool to have like that story arc of the three different pictures of Mark III, 85, or Hulkbuster, then 85. So excuse me. But yeah, those three different armors there. So that's really cool to see that evolution of Iron Man with those three different pictures. So those are the things that creators talked about and stuff. So yeah, those are the different things the creators talk about, and some of the things that I had it. Another story before we get to Stan Lee was one of the things that the Marvel characters, that the Marvel creators talked about with the comic books was actually Spider-Man, and how they wanted like this teenage, gawky, awkward teenage kid, and how Marvel comic and how Stan Lee was creating the character for Spider-Man and like wrote it all down. Like they weren't pitched. They were when he pitched the idea and was trying to like get a designer for like how to draw Spider-Man, and like he wants this gawky, awkward teenage kid, and like okay, yeah. And they found a good sketch. They sketched it out. They drew it, and they're like, yeah, this looks like a good Spider-Man. So they went to the creators of the comic book at the time. They went to the creators of the comic book, who they weren't called Marvel at the time, but they went to them and they pitched the idea for Spider-Man, and like, this is crap. Spider-Man, what, we don't want Spider-Man. Like, why is the hero called Spider-Man? And like, teenagers shouldn't be superheroes. They should be sidekicks. And no, this is crap. Like, crap. It sounded like J. Jonah Jameson. Like, this is crap. So then they went ahead, and a few days later, Stan Lee gets a call from his friend, and is like, hey, did you hear about that comic book that did really well? Spider-Man. It was a hit. It was like Stan Lee's like, what? And he's like, yeah, it's famous. It's everywhere. Spider-Man. Did you hear the news? So it was incredible. Like, it blew up, and it was just hilarious to hear that story, because it was going from it's crap. It's like, it's crap to holy crap. Like, Stanley's like, holy crap. Like, Spider-Man's a blowout. Like, it was going from down like a flunk to like a blowout to, I mean, it was insane. I was like stunned when I heard that story. I was like, oh my god, Spider-Man was not going to be a hit, and now it's like sensational. And it has like this, it's this big movie franchise, you know? It's got 3 different actors, has its own Into the Spider-Verse animated storyline, has a whole bunch of comics. I mean, it's incredible. It has they have their own Japanese Spider-Man, so it's a whole bunch of fun. I mean, Spider-Man, can't believe that story. But now we get into the sad moments of this. Episode. So these sad moments are. This is about Stan Lee. Rest in peace. He did pass away 2018. But this guy, I believe it was Jack Kirby, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was Jack Kirby, who did travel, who did take this story is really incredible, by the way. He did take a plane flight to visit Stan Lee, and I don't know how long the flight was, but he went to Stan Lee's house in California, I do believe. And he visited with him for 30 minutes, a half hour, and in that time, sorry, my car just, some car out there just had its lights on, but he visited with him for like 30 minutes, and then after he left, he passed away in the next 48 hours. It was so tragic. I'm like, oh my god, like I was not traumatized. I was like, oh my god, I was stunned by that story. I was like, oh my god, like he that was so traumatizing. Cause like he's like, he just passed. The guy Jack Kirby is like, I believe that's Jack Kirby if I'm not mistaken. He's like, he didn't know if he was going to pass away weeks later. He could have passed away a day before. He had no idea. I mean, it was so shocking to that news. And again, this story was great, not great, but like really heartwarming because the fact that he went there, Jack Kirby brightened up Stan Lee's day, just gave him brightened him up in joy and gave him a little bit more life for that period of time because, or else he wouldn't have been there. And Jack Kirby went along to say that he didn't have that much life or that much energy, but it definitely brightened up his day. And I was just like, oh my god, that story, man. And this soundtrack in general, those are just some of the things that I enjoyed personally and like held on to in my head about the soundtrack. And that, again, that Stan Lee thing is just incredible. Rest in peace. And I cannot express how much I love this thing. Listening to this as I built the set, I listened to the whole 1 hour and a half while I built this set, and it was great. And some of the people they go along. Again, you can listen to this for yourself on YouTube, but they just talk about the different suits, like what their favorite was. One of the people said like one of their favorites was the scuba suit, and they said one of the people said that their favorite was the Mark I, which reminded them of thought it was like an underwater tank suit, and was like, no, it's not, because the scuba suit is the underwater suit. So I just found that funny. But they talked about like what one of the people said their favorite was the Silver Centurion, and I'm like, I have that minifigure. I have the Mark I figure as well. So it's kind of funny to think about that. Like I have the actual Lego figure of that. So those are my those are my collections. My favorite topics of the Iron Man art soundtrack or podcast. It's called Soundtrack. But anyway, you can go listen to that for yourself on YouTube. And yeah, I don't want to waste too much of your guys' time, so let's get on to the next topic here. And hope you guys enjoy me talking about those topics of the soundtrack. And either you can go listen to it on YouTube, or if you have the manual, you can go scan it on the QR code. But if you have the set already, I mean, again, the set's just glorious. So that's my topic of the Iron Man art soundtrack. Let's go on to I'm going to talk about the show I did watch, the show of the week, and then I'll get to the last Lego topic here. We'll do I'll talk about the last Lego topic as the big topic at the end here. So the next topic is the show of the week, and what show did I watch, guys? So this isn't going to be like a big topic, but I do want to talk about this. This show. Oh, excuse me. The show I did watch, it was called Animaniacs, and yes, indeed. If you guys are wondering, I did watch Animaniacs. It is time for Animaniacs. We are zany to the max, and I'm probably gonna get copyrighted for that. But no, I'm gonna get copyrighted. No, if I do, that's gonna be a shocker. But I have music in this already, so what am I talking about? But anyway, yeah, I did watch Animaniacs. Basically, if you don't know, it's a Warner Brothers cartoon. At first, I thought it was Looney Tunes almost, but it's a Warner Brothers cartoon. Steven Spielberg directs it, and it was a cartoon it's the same Warner Brothers cartoon. Steven Spielberg directs it, created it, and it was on in the 90s. And basically, there's two different segments and a whole bunch. There's like a few other segments, but the main two segments are the Animaniacs, which are like these cats or dogs. People don't know what they are. I think of them as like Mickey Mouse, like Looney Tunes version of Mickey Mouse almost. That's like my description of them. But they're supposed to be more like dogs or cats. And more than mice, but I think of them like the Looney Tunes version of Mickey Mouse almost, because they have like these ears. But anyway, more like dogs, and they just go wrecking havoc, wrecking mayhem in everyone's lives that they see, and there's a bunch of like historical people, like they go talk about like the presidents now and then, and they talk about like Marilyn Monroe, not Marilyn Monroe, Marie Antoinette, I think is her name. I'm mispronouncing it. The cake lady, the cake lady. There's so many other historical people, and just it's a funny cartoon. I have to say it's one of my favorite cartoons, like Warner Brothers cartoons. Like, it's so funny. I would watch it again. There's 13 episodes. They rebooted it. It's on Hulu. So if you want to check it out, it's on Hulu. Again, this wasn't really a big topic, but it was just the show I watched. And again, it's funny. It's a Warner Brothers cartoon. It's on Hulu, and it's just a great show. And I laughed my head off occasionally. And there's also a segment called not Rick and Morty, called Pinky and the Brain, which are two mice, and they're laboratory mice. Their genes have been spliced. That's the theme song for you. They're Dinky, they're Pinky and the Brain. That's the theme song. So yeah, I mean, Pinky and the Brain is funny. I don't know how much. The character, the Brain, is basically an evil genius mouse, and Pinky and oh, by the way, the Animaniacs are the Warner Brothers, Yakko, Wacko, and Dot. There's the Warner sister, Dot. But I forgot to mention Pinky and the Brain. Pinky is a mouse who is insane, and then Brain is an evil genius who wants to take over the world. Every night they take over the world with each other, and they're funny mice comedy duo, or not comedy duo, but mice duo. And yeah, so I love the cartoon. I love the Animaniacs, and I love the Pinky and the Brain segments as well. So yeah, there was something I was going to mention. Oh, and the Rob Paulson voices Yakko Warner, and he voices Pinky from Pinky and the Brain. And he also voices one of the characters called Otto von Scratch-and-Sniff, who is the doctor in the Animaniacs show. So it's really cool. There was one other segment too, a couple other segments in a couple of the episodes of the 2020 Hulu reboot that I didn't hear of before the show, but they were kind of funny spin-off or like other side quests, side things in the show. So go ahead and check out Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain, which is inside Animaniacs. It's out on Hulu now. One season, season 2 coming next year, which I'll actually check out again because I liked it. I was thoroughly entertained. So that's the show of the week I did watch. So let's get into the last topic, which is the big Lego topic that happened this week, and then after that we'll get into the comments of this week. So the big Lego topic here is the CMF Series 21, the collectible minifigure Series 21. I am so super duper excited about this. You guys have no idea how excited I am for this series, because it's just incredible, and there's many things that I'm excited for about this series. A couple of the things are that even though there's 12 figures, it's a bit of a downside and a letdown for some people, but I already have the 6 figures in mind. I was going to show you pictures on my phone, but it's kind of irrelevant to this and not really convenient, because you can go check out the video. I'll link it down in the card. I won't link it down below. I was going to link it down below, but yeah. So I already have a video up on my YouTube channel for your guys' convenience. I'll put it in the card for your convenience, but at the end of this video. But yes, I already have a video up showing what all the figures are, like a 2-minute video. And so I already have 6 figures in mind of what I'm going to get, and there's 12 figures, but there's some new cool pieces, and some of these have look really cool, and they're in the bags, they're in the blind bags, so they're not going to be in the cardboard boxes what people thought they were going to be in, but I'm so excited so I can go and feel for them, and so yeah, I'm super excited about that. The figures that I plan to get are the Pug Suit guy with the little blue teal new teal bone, which the teal bone is awesome. I can't wait to get that. And the pug suit guy just looks adorable. I love the costume, little dog costume. Number 2 is the violin kid for that new violin piece. I want to add that violin instrument to my collection. And the kid looks cute overall. I think he's really cute. Number 3 is the beekeeper with. I know that the new smoker piece is not new, but I'll be collecting that him. I love the beekeeper with the new suit mask piece, as well as the beekeeper, the honeycomb piece, which is really cool. I love that. And one of my friends is a beekeeper, not a beekeeper. She has bees. They own bees, so that's pretty cool. I'll have to show the minifigure to her. My 4th one I'll be collecting is the Aztec Warrior for that new shield print, which is just bonkers. It looks great, and the helmet design is crazy. The torso has great printing. The legs have great printing. Everything about the Aztec Warrior is phenomenal. The 5th one I'll be getting is the alien with the new alien head mold, which is really cool. I love that head mold. Has new head mold, has some leg printing, has some torso printing, has a great crowbar, which is cool. I like the great crowbar. Has a blue crystal, which is from the Lego Legends of Chima sets, which I have millions of those in my collection, so that's cool. I'll just add that. It's a nice piece. So, I like that figure. It's a really cool figure. And then the last one I'll be getting is the Castaway, which the Castaway has a cool message in a bottle. Has a cool message in a bottle, little like beer bottle, and with a little like message in there, and has a cool hermit crab piece, which I find really cool. And so, yeah, I'm really gonna like these figures, and it has cool like necklace, like seashell necklace thing with the pants torn off, and has like a cool caveman beard. So that's the Castaway, and so those are the 6 figures I plan to get from this series. I'm really excited that they're in the blind bags. Even though there's 12 figures, I'm just going to get half, and I'm going to get those 6 figures. Those 6 figures are okay with me. I love them. I think they're great. The reason I'm not getting the airplane girl, I would get her. The airplane piece is cool. I just don't think it'll fit on my minifig display case, but that's fine. I don't need her. Those 6 figures will do fine in my collection, and yeah, I'm going to add those to my collection. I can't wait to get those figures. I love everything about them. I cannot wait to add them to my collection. Collecting the CMFs are my favorite thing in my collection, or one of my favorite things about Lego, just to collect the minifigures, and they're great. Even though they're $5, it'll be fine. $30 for $30 for 6 figures is a great deal. I think that's great. I think it's fine. So yeah, those are the 6 figures I plan on getting. This series has me so hyped. Series 21. Even though there's 12 figures, again, I don't really care. Some people might care. Let me know in the comments below what you think of that. Leave a comment on these topics, and let me get over. Thank you guys for listening in on my feed, on what I had to say for this week. And let's get on to the comments of this week, of last week, actually. Alrighty, Roo. So we are into the comments reaction of this episode of this podcast, and I don't do this every week. I try to do it every week unless I get like a really good comment, and I had a lot of good comments last week for the Thanksgiving one. So let's get into them. Shall we? So the first one was I love the Charlie. Was from 4-5 Bricks. He did say I love the Charlie Brown music, and I did reply, and I try to reply to some of them. I don't reply to all of them. One of them said I did say thanks so much. I thought it worked well, and I thought it worked well. I try to pick good related music to the episode, like Thanksgiving music, or Christmas music, or Halloween music. So I try to do that because there's not a whole lot of Thanksgiving music, but I try to pick from movies and such. So that's what I did there. And then the Lego Brick said me too. So the Lego Brick did comment as well, which I'll read at the end as the last one. 4-5 Bricks did say I think Billy D. Williams played himself in the holiday special, which I did mention how Rose Tico and Anthony, who plays C-3PO, did voice themselves in the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special, but Billy D. Williams, who played Lando in the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special, and I said, oh yeah, he did. So I forgot about that. I totally remembered that he did. So the last comment of today, of last week, someone commented, was the Lego Brick, and he has his own podcast as well. It's called what is it called? Oh, I'm gonna be such a bonanza here. But I'm gonna be a buffoon. I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, it's yeah, I can't remember. But he said this is what he commented about last week. Super nice episode. I actually played Skip-Bo with my family on Thanksgiving as well, referring to a face with like tears dripping down, because I actually played Skip-Bo with my family and friends last week on Thanksgiving, which was a really fun time. He said, I really enjoyed A music, I think he means the music as well, but it would be nice if you made it a slight bit quieter next time. Overall, great podcast. And I definitely want to see a full review in an episode of the holiday special. Two things about that. One is that I definitely will have the music a little bit quieter. One of the reasons I had it a little bit loud, I was trying to test it out and see how well it would be at the certain volume it was. Number two, I don't know if I'll have an episode about the holiday special. That was where I specifically talked about it. All my thoughts about it in that. If you want to see a video, I mean, you can talk to me about it. I mean, since you follow me on Instagram, I'm more than happy to talk about it through DMing. I mean, through messaging there. Why is my phone coming apart? I have no idea. This is really bad, but I'll have to figure this out after I'm done recording this. But in the meantime, those are the comments, and let's talk about it there. I mean, if you want to know, if you want me to make a video, I guess. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. This episode of my podcast, this was a little bit of an irritating one because I had to keep editing this. I had to keep starting it over and stuff, and really frustrating. I want to get into a camera. This camera's bothering me. I'm sorry. We ended on a negative note, but anyway, don't forget to hit that like button. If you did enjoy today's episode, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the family, Lego Dude 11. Subscribe to the channel, Lego Dude 11. Be part of the family. Subscribe down below. Hit the subscribe button. Please leave a like if you did enjoy this episode. This was episode number 22. 3 more episodes to go. Two more regular ones, and then the Christmas episode. I'm debating on actually doing a finale after the Christmas episode, so let me know what I should do. I think I should do season finale after Christmas, but I'll let you guys know what my thoughts are. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram over at Boba Fidgeting Master. Follow me over there. Link is down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me. And don't forget to keep calm and play Lego. I'll catch you guys next week in the next podcast episode. Next It's Raining Stars podcast episode. Peace out, everyone.